Hello, friends and family. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and all that jazz. I am excited to be chatting with you, sort of, through video camera. This month, I really just felt a little invitation from God to share a little bit more about what I do in Sosua. For those of you that don't know, my first time in Sosua was about 2 years ago on our short-term trip, and it's a city about 30 minutes away from where we live. And originally, it was land given to Jewish refugees from Germany. Trujillo, who was a dictator that ruled in the Dominican, after he massacred 8,000 Haitian people, he, in order to gain some public standing, gave land to German Jewish refugees. And so it was actually originally this robust Jewish community, but over time, this beautiful place of religious freedom has turned into one of the Dominican's biggest hubs for prostitution and trafficking. And as a result, it's a big tourist spot. And so my first time there was about 2 years ago. We went one night and we're just praying and encouraging some of the working girls there. And God really broke something in me. And most of you know that's those are issues and things that are really dear to my heart. And even as I met with you to explain what I'd be doing, the dream was to be praying and walking in that place and finding people hungry to know God and hungry to know their true value. And I'm excited to say that I get to do that. And it's so fun and so kind of God that 2 years in the making is this dream. And every time I go to Sosua, I feel God speak that I'm changing history, that as we pray, that as we walk, even if nothing amazing happens in the natural, as we're pioneering a movement of prayer, we can't look to what we see in the natural, but we look to what He promises and what He speaks. And He says that maybe you are changing history in Sosua. And I just know one day, 5-10 years from now, we'll be able to Google Sosua, and it will be a beautiful place as the Lord intended it to be. And so I just wanted to share with you a little bit about my heart and how I've been strategizing with God in Sosua, so that I know you can know what I'm doing some days when I'm here. So this, I don't know if you can see it very well. We actually created a physical map of where we go in Sosua. So the interesting thing is that a lot of the men will be stationary, and so the women will walk sort of this, like, I don't know if you can tell this, this block. And so we actually, when we pray, we walk the same block that the girls walk. It's really powerful for us. I say us because when short-term teams come, they come, and now that they're gone, it's me. And on Fridays, Sarah, our team lead that's here, comes, and we have one of our friends, Teresa. You've heard a lot about her that's been coming with us. And so it really just started with me going twice a week and just praying, walking and praying, and believing that was changing the atmosphere, that was doing things. And we would just go and find a restaurant to sit at and try to encourage our waitress, get to know her, ask her name, maybe something about her. And as I've done that, I started going in October. So it's been about 4 or 5-ish months of going 2 to 3 times a week, walking the same block and just committing to saying hi to people, frequenting the same places. If we have words for people, if we feel scriptures in our heart or the Lord prompting us to ask someone if they need prayer, we do. But a lot of the time we're just humans in Sosua that love God, that are enjoying Sosua as God created it to be enjoyed, and loving people in Sosua. And it's been so fun over time. I probably have met people at each of these establishments. So where we have friends, we've kind of written the names of the different establishments. You'll see down here, we have rollerblades here, and where are the other pair? Over here, where we rollerblade with some of our friends that we've made. Restaurants that we frequent, and we have taken the liberty of writing down the name of every single person we've met there, whether they were our waitress one time or we see them every single time. And so every week I am praying by name for each of them and hearing God for what He wants to say and what He has for them. And if He wants me to share, I do, but a lot of the time I know that I'm just sowing into things in the Spirit that will eventually produce themselves in the natural. And so I always have someone to talk to and something to do when I go to Sosua. And I've been walking enough now where I'm easily recognizable, and people come up to me, all the motorcycle guys sort of know me and know my name. And a handful of people have just come and they're like, we know that you are held in God's hands. As you walk, we see something different about you, and we know that and we can see that. And so a lot of the time as I'm praying and walking, people come up to me and people want prayer for different things. And so it's been really fun just to be invited by God in that as I walk with Him and really learning to discipline myself to doing what the Lord is asking, which I believe fully is to pray, is to pioneer a movement of prayer for this place. And so not necessarily be focused on seeing all of these things happen, but being focused on doing exactly what the Lord has asked me to do, which is to pray, which is what I am learning how to do better and better. I'm learning to do with people. You'll see a picture down below. Some of the Waco girls that came with me when they were here have committed to praying with me every Monday for Sosua, for some of our friends by name. And they'll send me different things that God's been speaking about Sosua and to encourage me or to share with people that are there. And so I want to invite you into that. If you want to hear more, if you want a specific name of someone that I have on a note card or an index card, I would love to give you the name and have you be praying for that person for the last few months that I'm here. And if you have anything that you feel like God wants to share with them, I would love to be the vessel that gets to share it with them. But would also love to mobilize all of you to pray because that is the precursor to a move of God. When His people pray, when they seek His heart and His face for a place, we're so into something in the spirit that can produce itself in the natural. And so everything we see in the natural is a result of a battle already won in prayer. And so I'm excited to see what comes in the years to come, even if I'm not here to see it. To know that I'm doing exactly what God's asked me in praying and making friends and in enjoying Sosua as it was designed and created to be enjoyed, because it's a beautiful place. If you haven't seen photos, Google it. It's beautiful. And the enemy would love to steal it and to make it something that it's not, but God's heart is that we should reclaim it with joy. I love it says in Psalm 139 that darkness isn't even dark to God. And so when we go to some of the darkest places, we know that we can just be the light in that place, and that it isn't known by that in the kingdom of heaven. It's known for what it is. And so just wanted to share with you a little bit about my heart. You've gotten a chance to see some of the photos of my friends there, and I'm excited to continue making friends, continue praying the prayers that are on God's heart for that place, as well as investing in the people that I have here in Puerto Plata. So yeah.